Hey everyone, welcome back to Positively Fishing. Today we are doing something a little bit different. I am out at my buddy Brad's house and we are going to look for some morel mushrooms. I'm not really a mushroom guy, but I am a looking for stuff in the woods guy. So we're gonna look around and see if we can find anything. And after that, we're gonna head down to the creek and see if we can pan some gold. Stay tuned.
Several years, nothing. And this year, the weather and everything must have been just right. So I started mowing along here and I'm like, oh, that looks like a mushroom. And I ran over a couple, but then...
Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious.
all over there.
Okay, we gotta take a look at this here. So I'm just gonna, holy cow, I'm almost stepping on them. They're everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure some have already been stepped on.
Holy cow. Not sure if that's really showing, how well that's showing up on camera, but they are everywhere. There's got to be hundreds of them.
Yeah. And I'm guessing they're probably...
Holy cow, they're just everywhere.
I'm guessing they're probably toward the end, maybe.
I'm just trying to get around to Brad's hand for scale. That's a beast right there.
That's a big one. Obviously, they're not all like that.
So we're gonna grab a few of these. Like I said, I'm not a mushroom guy, but my wife really likes mushrooms. So I'm gonna grab some and bring them home. And I think she's only had them once before, and she really liked them. So we're gonna grab some of these and then head down to the creek. Stay tuned.
This is probably going to be the most...
You find them here every so often?
I can tell you, several years ago, a long time ago, I was at work and a coworker was telling me about all these mushrooms and, oh, they're so good, and this is where I was finding them, and that was before I had any of these paths cut through here. So I'm like, well, I wonder if I have any at home. So this was all prickly ash and whatever, and I start crawling on my hands and knees, and in a matter of less than half an hour, I had a grocery bag full. But I haven't seen much since.
They are absolutely everywhere through here. I've got plenty for what I'm looking for, but they're way up here. I mean, they're back there, down in there.
Yeah, I can see.
Down in
I
there.
can see some way over there even.
Do you think they're all coming off of?
They might be. It might be this.
This one right here. This is the tree that's.
Yeah, because I think the dead stuff, I don't think they produce.
It's the ones that are like dying.
Right, and I would say this one is mostly.
That tall guy right there. Let's grab that guy. That guy looks good. Well, when I say that guy looks good, I'm actually meaning that guy looks absolutely disgusting. Because mushrooms are disgusting. We're just walking through the woods and seeing if we can find any more little spots. We're checking a couple more trees. We're mainly looking at the trees that the bark is kind of sloughing off of. And I found something kind of interesting. I've seen a couple of these in the woods today. Right here. And a mushroom's this. It's a Titleist. Found a couple more of these back in here. There's one right here. There's one right here. Another one right there. I think we found Brad's driving range. We're just still walking around seeing if we can find any more of those morels, and we found where Brad's range is right here. This is as far as Brad can hit a golf ball.
And it's,
Right here.
and it's not very far.
25 yards. Pretty impressive. Found some more. Found some more, but I've got enough. And I think Brad has let some other friends in on his little secret here. So I think some more people are coming out to grab some. Okay, so there's our little successful mushroom hunt for this morning. That was about, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. I mean, we were back there for longer just looking at all of them, but I don't think I moved my feet at all while I picked them. I think I just stood in one spot. Look at that beast. That guy. There's some big ones in there. So hopefully my wife will appreciate this, but I'm gonna have to cook them, I think, and I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm about ready to head out of here and head down to the creek and see if I can find some gold. So we'll check back in when we get there. Stay tuned. Well, I was about to leave to head down to the river to start doing some gold panning, but a little storm pushed through, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait a little while. On to the next thing. Just to the creek to do some gold panning. And I just dropped Brad off. He's doing some crappie fishing with a buddy. Hopefully he has some good luck doing that. I forgot my new classifier that I just made and named Shakira over at Brad's house because I was showing it to him. And then I realized I forgot my waders, which wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm wearing jeans. So I guess I'm gonna get wet today. I think it's gonna be a little shorter trip than normal, and that's just fine. We're gonna try out a new spot, do a couple test pans, and then get the sluice set up, see if we can find some gold. Stay tuned. We are here. We're at the first spot that I wanna test out. And if you have been to this area before, you probably can tell exactly where I am. So, first thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna take a little test pan on where I think there might be some gold settling. All right, so here's our first pan of material. All right, well, pan of material is not quite as big as I thought it would be. A lot of big rocks in there. All right. Pan her down. See if we found our spot or if we need to keep looking. Shaky, shaky. Dippy, dippy. Shaky, shaky. Dippy, dippy. All right, I'm gonna finish getting this pan down, and we'll take a look at it. This pan down pretty good here, and there's a fair amount of black sand, and oh, there was a piece I just washed away. Right there. And well, there's a few pieces in here. It's not the best pan I've ever done, but there's a few pieces in there. So might poke one a little deeper and see if it's any better, or jump to the other side of the creek. Get back after it. I did a few test pans and finally found a spot. Found a little bit of decent gold, nothing great. So now I'm just running this first bucket through the sluice. I've got it running okay. I might fine tune it a little bit, but I always like to run a little bit through just to see how it's going. And as I look down the sluice, all the riffles seem to be dancing around. Most of the lighter stuff, that white sand, is clearing out, and and that black sand staying behind, and hopefully the gold too. Actually, I'm not sure if my hat cam is picking this up, but there is a piece of gold in that little riffle right there. Yeah, that's a decent piece right there, hiding right in that small riffle. So I'm going to keep running this and see what we see. Okay, well, we've got our bucket, well, about half bucket, a little less maybe, kind of in a hurry here. Start feeding it through and see how it looks. Now I'm kind of doing a little bit of an experiment here. Normally, I classify my material down to 1/8 of an inch. With this newer mat that I'm using now, I'm trying classifying to 1/2 of an inch right here. So you can see these rocks are a little bit bigger, but they seem to be just rolling right over the top, which is what I was hoping for. The nice thing about classifying down to 1/2 of an inch is it's just a lot faster. And like I said, I was in a little bit of a hurry here. I'm meeting up with Brad in just a little bit, and I want to be on time. Our little process, we've got to get all that stuff into this bucket. So we do that, tip this bucket over a little bit, put the sluice into it, then we tip it up. And then the way I do it is I have a little clip on the bottom that helps hold my mat in. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put that mat down inside there. Splash out, box a little bit, flip it over. Splash out that top V-mat real good. That's cleaned out. That off to the side, and then this matting right here is designed where into the water you reverse roll it, and that opens up all those tiny little riffles. Splash it through there a little bit. And that's all clean out and good to go. And then from those buckets, that's what I'm left with. I could have let it clean out a little bit more. Like I said, I'm in a hurry. So all that means, that's no big deal. All that means it's a little more to pan out when I get home. And I've got a new tool coming here in the next couple weeks that's going to help out with that a lot. Going to help make that process way faster. Well, that's going to do it for today's fun little video. Looking for morels and doing a little gold panning. If I get that gold cleaned up, I'll put some pictures or video of that in right here. But for morels, we did great. Couldn't have done any better. Thanks, Brad, for showing me your spot. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. And we got out to the creek and did a little gold panning. This was not the best spot I've ever been to. In fact, if I would have had more time, I probably would have left, packed up, and found a new spot. But that's gold prospecting for you. Sometimes you hit it, sometimes you don't. I had spots that I could have gone to that I know there's good gold, but if you don't scout any new spots, you'll never find any new spots. So that was my goal for today. And basically what I found is a spot I probably won't spend a lot of time in. But that's going to do it Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. That helps us out a lot. And I will see you in the next video.